Welcome to Deep Dive by House of Undine, the wellness podcast where peace meets power and depth drives everything. Interviews, insights, meditations, and more. Let's dive in. Hello, and welcome back to Deep Dive by House of Undine. Happy Monday. Again, always glad you're here. And today we are talking about wellness trends. So I am going to start once a month giving you a deep dive into a wellness trend I've seen that I found interesting or funny or weird or whatever. That's just a little wild, a little out there, but also maybe some fun. Like maybe we should try it. Uh, and this month, I really wanted to talk about one that I have been seeing a lot. So over the past couple of months, I've been seeing these reels going around, and I found them generally like interesting, funny, wild, like what the hell is going on? It was these videos of saunas, big saunas. They have benches and there's a bunch of people in them, and there's their DJ music going and club lights, the room's dim, there's people waving towels in the air, everyone's sweating. And I was like, oh my God, is the sauna the new millennial club? What is happening? I was just so curious. I was like, what is this thing? What are we doing? And I had no idea that it's actually a very well-known, very like historical situation that's going on. And it is called aufguss. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. It's spelled Aufguss. And it turns out it has centuries of history, world championships, and like whole thing behind it that I did not expect. So apparently what I was watching was an aufguss show, which is where you have DJ music and DJ lights, and it does literally look like a club, like you are inside of a club. You just happen to not have your, like men don't have their shirts on, women are in bathing suits, like we're at some small club in like Miami or LA or Vegas probably. And you're just like sweating. I don't know. I just can't get over it. Anyways, so basically, what I was seeing on that reel was an aufguss show, which is a theatrical, high energy performance forward format. And it's with the DJ and the lighting and the choreography. And that's the version that looks like what I described. But aufguss itself, the original classic version, apparently is actually quieter. It's more meditative. It uses the same ritual. So basically, what's happening is there's this guy, and he is called a sauna meister or sauna master, and he is leading the room. And he is putting essential oils on the coals. So the essential oils are kind of wafting. And then he uses these towels and he's whipping them around his head, but is using it to kind of move the air and move the essential oils with the air. And there's really a whole thing behind what he is doing. There's no club music. It's more silent and meditative, and the energy is more restorative. But I find them both to be so interesting. And what's obviously been going viral and what's arriving in the US is like the bigger aufguss show. But here is where it gets kind of interesting. So aufguss originated from practical standpoint in communal saunas where many people are sweating in an enclosed space. The air would become stale. So periodically the doors were opened to ventilate and water was poured on the hot stones to restore the heat, and a towel was then used to circulate the steam. And that's it. It was the beginning, and it was more of like a maintenance task. But over time, and specifically in Germany and Austrian culture, especially sauna culture, like post World War II, that function became more refined. So the towel movements were more precise, essential oils were introduced, music came in, and it turned into a real art form. And apparently there are training schools, certification programs, and now a competition. The first aufguss world competition was held in 2007 in South Tyrol in the Alpine region between Italy and Austria. And today there are national competitions in 18 countries. And in 2025, most recently this past summer, the United States held its first national competition at Bathhouse in New York City. And the winner was representing Team USA at the World Championships in Verona, Italy. So it's not a fad. It has real roots, but I definitely discovered it and thought it was like some club thing that was created because we're all so deep into wellness now and none of us are drinking and we have to find a way to take what we used to do in our 20s because we can't admit to anybody that we miss it, but we still want to incorporate it. So we're like turning these saunas into clubs. I just found it so funny. And with that being said, I think the timing of aufguss arriving in the US isn't random. I mean, there's a real shift to sauna culture in the United States right now, albeit definitely different from the thousands of years it's been in Finland and Germany and all over. There's a real shift happening around alcohol in the United States, and it has been for years. Apparently, about 49% of Americans say they are actively trying to drink less right now. And the sober, curious movement has gone pretty mainstream, and a lot of Gen Z doesn't drink at all anymore. So, what's emerged alongside it is this demand for social experiences that still have that energy of like a club and communal feeling, but aren't centered around drinking. And Eventbrite actually published data showing a 92% increase in sober, curious gatherings. And they call it soft clubbing, which includes sauna raves, which is what essentially an off-gas show is. So, I don't think it's a coincidence, and I'm so interested to go and try it because I used to love the club. Like, I was totally a clubber when I was in my 20s, and I miss it now. I lived in Richmond when Off the Hookah was still here. I feel like there was a big club scene, big bar scene, especially when I went to VCU. And now that I've moved back, that whole scene has totally died. I mean, Off the Hookah closed down years ago, but there really isn't any of that anymore. And to be fair, I don't really drink at all anymore. So I'm definitely a part of this. And I do miss it. I am obviously much happier now. And I don't miss a lot of things in my 20s, but I do miss going out and dancing and having fun with your friends. And, this is kind of like a good replacement for that. I almost relate it to, when we go to the gym, like I always feel like my pre workout is like a pregame. And it's like I'm playing my music, I'm pre gaming, I'm going to the gym, I'm listening to my EDM house music to like get me hype. And it just reminds me of that same kind of feeling, and I feel like we all want that, like, we still want, like, the high energy and the fun of the club. We just don't wanna be hungover, feel like crap, like, talk to weirdos all night, the norm. Um, but yeah, we all miss. I mean, I would be lying if I said I didn't miss going out in my 20s and like not knowing where the night would take us and getting ready with your friends and putting your makeup on and being so excited and having a drink and going to the club and dancing. All your cares are thrown to the side and you're just having fun with your friends. You don't care that you're sweaty and gross. You're just enjoying yourself. So I do think it's cool. I know I said in my cold plunge and sauna episode that I wasn't really into like communal sauna experiences because I kind of like it to be more meditative, but I would totally be interested in trying this because it looks like a fun time. Seems really cool. I'm not sure I know anywhere in Richmond that does this, but apparently it's pretty like it's happening in New York, I think maybe in Miami and Las Vegas. So if you have heard of an off-gas show going on, let me know because I want to go. Yeah. And so maybe one day we'll all do an off-gas together. Maybe House of Undine will have one. And yeah, I can't wait to see you next week. Talk to you all later. Love you. Bye. Thanks for diving deep with us. If you like this episode, share it, rate it, and come back next week for more. This is Deep Dive by House of Undine, where peace meets power. The content presented in this podcast is for informational and educational purposes only and is not intended to constitute professional advice of any kind, including but not limited to medical, legal, financial, psychological, or other professional services. Nothing discussed should be interpreted as medical advice, diagnosis, treatment, or prevention of any disease, nor as a substitute for advice from a licensed physician, healthcare provider, or other qualified professional. You should not disregard or delay seeking medical or other professional advice because of something you have heard on this podcast. Always consult a licensed physician, healthcare provider, or other qualified professional regarding your specific circumstances before making decisions related to your health, treatment, medication, supplements, finances, legal matters, or lifestyle. If you believe you are experiencing a medical or other emergency, contact your physician or the appropriate emergency services immediately.